So, hello, everybody. I'm Sandra, and with Keeping It Spiritually Simple. And today it is my honor and my pleasure to introduce Loren Duffy. And Loren has a lot of things going on in his life right now. Before I name a few things that he does, he's making some amazing changes and giving everyone the opportunity to be a part of his platform, which is very generous of you, Loren. So I would love for you to tell the audience just a little bit how you got started with the first Karma Hubb, and now you've gone on to, I'm not going to give away your title.
Okay. Well, so for about 2.5 years now, I've been working on a project called Karma Hubb. And really what it is all about is having practitioners, non-traditional modalities, healing methods, speaking to those practitioners about what it is they do from all over the place, because Zoom makes it easy to do that, right? And, hearing about these amazing methods, mind-bending methods in some cases, and being able to connect these practitioners, or rather people, to those practitioners through this website. It's really been quite a passion project of mine, because I've experienced so much by many of these methods that I think more people need to be aware of them. And I know this sort of stuff is becoming a little bit more mainstream. Mainstream is probably the wrong word, but it's becoming a little bit more accepted. More people are hearing about these methods on a more regular basis. And these be presented to more people at an accelerated rate, because this stuff works. It's pretty amazing. Some of it's fairly conventional, most of it is not. And I think everybody should give themselves the opportunity to take a look, listen to what they have to say. If it resonates with them, they can connect with that particular practitioner and kind of take it from there.
Yeah, and I having a platform like that allows all these different modalities from one end of the spectrum to another. Some we're familiar with, some are newer. Some are spin-offs from other modalities that are being created.
Right.
But, I know we had talked before about, you yourself experiencing it and how it changed your life. You were at a seminar and going through a tough time in your life, and happened to be a Reiki practitioner was there, and she tuned in to some things and the effect that it had on you, that your mind can't wrap around it, right?
Oh, absolutely.
It was like altering for you.
Yeah. So, it was about 10 years ago. I was, like you said, going through a difficult time, divorce, and the real estate market had taken a change for the worse. And so there was a number of things piling up. And I had been following Tony Robbins for a good long while. And so I was like, well, it's time to go to another seminar and try and get my juices flowing, right? So I did. And so I was actually crewing, which is kind of helping out with the participants, not really a participant. So I did a lot of stuff backstage with a number of other people. And backstage, like you had mentioned, for the first time, I truly experienced stuff that really it challenged my belief systems. I mean, they weren't a part of my belief system. I mean, I've heard about the stuff before, but I usually made fun of the stuff, right? Because that stuff just wasn't possible as far as I was concerned. But when you have it performed on you and you experience it for yourself, and it makes profound change for an extended period of time, at the very least, it gets you thinking. And for me, it did a lot more than it got me thinking. It kind of blew me away. And I went home and I tried to, I jumped into medical journals. I hopped on science magazines. I tried to figure out how some of the stuff that I experienced was possible. And I got a lot of answers, and I got even more questions. And so I have just continued to, I guess, go down the rabbit hole and educate myself more on some of these practices that are so helpful. not only to me, but I mean, it's a growing, these are growing methodologies. And the reason they are is because they work. And in many cases, they work very well. So people should know about them. And that's what my project is all about. People should know about them. And not only should they know about them, they also should connect, or they have the option to connect to these practitioners if someone resonates with them. And I think that's important to have.
Yeah.
There are a lot of programs out there, like, Mind Valley is a great program, very informative. I've taken a couple classes, have good things to say. But how do you take it to the next step? How do you take it a step further? I mean, they do have cool videos and they are informative. With once was Karma Hubb, that platform, which is now changing. You could take the next step. You can meet with these practitioners, or you can connect with these practitioners. You could do remote sessions with these practitioners. And a lot of this energy work, a lot of the coaching, a lot of these methodologies, whatever it is you happen to, whatever method it is you use, most of them, many of them, at least on Karma Hubb, you can use through in a remote setting if you want to do that.
So, when I think about, the Global Healing Hub, I think about a platform, a network online that has all different modalities, all different types of healing and teachings and courses, et cetera, that are available to someone just at one touch, stop and go, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yes, that's the new name of the project, is the Global Healing Hub. I really like the name Karma Hubb. It's, that will resonate with me for forever.
Oh, yeah.
But, karma is a mixed bag. And maybe possibly that doesn't have a place in the title for a project like that. I mean, I don't know. Evolved far enough that it can step into the title of the Global Healing Hub. Things have really started to take off. It's very exciting, and I think it's going to serve the name well.
Well, I think when we're following spirit and it's heart driven, and we begin to take action with messages that we're getting from our inner guidance, God source, whatever you choose to call it, and we take action to walk through a door, and then we create something. Sometimes they have us turn left, right, or turn all the way back around and recreate it,
Right.
But all you're doing is really taking a spin off. It's like, okay, we started Karma Hubb. It's been great, right? But now it's time to carve out a little more of a niche that allows more people to have access,
right,
and make it global. And so that's pretty freaking cool, Loren. That's what I'm going to say.
Thank you.
Woo-hoo!
I think it's very cool. I mean, it's really fantastic. It's exciting, and I love doing it. And really, it's largely about the fascination of it all, because I'm continuing to learn so much from very interesting, sincere people from, all over the world. And, it's not that much of a, Global Healing Hub, that is quite a title, but I feel like we're all just connected globally now because of this technology. So, it's fairly easy to obtain.
Absolutely.
But it's just neat because I'm talking to just people from, all over the world, and it's they have great stories to tell.
The Global Healing Hub just allows you to go into so many nooks and crannies around the world and talk to so many different people who are bringing forth their talents, of what it is that they're doing. And so for you to be the head honcho of all this creation, you're just gaining a wealth of knowledge. You're creating a library that's allowing others to network through it, which is pretty cool.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wonderful to be in this position.
Yeah. And, for some reason, I keep flipping back to the yellow pages. So if you wanted to find something, you had to go to the yellow pages. And
Right.
for you viewers that are too young to remember, it was a book that used to start this big, then it went this big, then it went like this big. Then you'd have to have two, one at the beginning of the alphabet, one at the end of the alphabet. And if you needed to find something, you had to look through it and magic marker it or write it down, then maybe go through and find another, and then call and compare and make price notes and, all those things. And or find out what the business was about. But now you can do all of this online for people want to come and find whatever healer or information or whatever they want under one link.
Yeah, and it's quite a range. I mean, I do have doctors on there, and I have nurses on there, and I have psychics, and I have mediums. I have coaches of all sorts, hypnotherapists, shamans. I have anything that is a little off the beaten path, or I feel like some of this stuff is becoming more normalized, so to say that's not exactly accurate, but maybe stuff that's unusual from a Western medicine perspective, that would be on this site. Yeah, and it really is just truly an honor to speak to some of these people. And again, they're all from all sorts. You have some people that are incredibly refined and speak this, that have this beautiful message to give. And then you have people that have just huge hearts, and they're just so authentic, and they're not so refined, but they're just real. And that I think I actually enjoy that almost more. I mean, I don't know. It's just such a wide range. And of course, I do the editing for these as well at the moment, which I think I'll continue to do that. But what I enjoy about the editing is I get to hear what they have to say, and I really dissect what they have to say. So it's really a lesson for me. I'm putting together these videos, but I'm basically listening and re-listening to the message that they have to give. And then, I present it and hope that others receive that message.
Yeah, and I got the chills all over on that. So that's a definite yes.
Okay.
That's a definite yes, you are. So I think of so many different modalities that you're interviewing from all over the world, from people who are branded and some that aren't branded. I mean, I think we're getting away from this. Oh, if you're going to be an MD, you have to fit into this space. If you're going to be a this, you have to fit into this space.
Right.
And that we're all crossing borders right now. So East meets West is going to be this beautiful East-we or something.
I hope
together.
so. I had a conversation with someone about that yesterday. So I was at a Reiki share yesterday, and I'm just bumping into more and more people that work in hospitals, and that also have these other talents, I guess you could say, or have developed these skills of energy work, and they pass that along to other people in these hospitals, and it makes a difference. And I do feel like there is a growing, growing community of people that are working with energy work and some of the alternative arts and bringing that into the hospitals. And the hospitals are slowly but surely, they are accepting these methods.
Yeah.
And that to me is amazing. In fact, 2 weeks ago, I ran into a gentleman. He's a doctor at Maryland University, and he's doing a study. He uses EKGs and MRIs and a bunch of other devices to study the brain in people that, that get messages, people that are psychic or have mediumship abilities or whatever. And they're doing this at a hospital. They're using like hospital high-tech machinery, and really, and then I know they've been doing this for a couple of years. Um, and they're just trying to figure stuff out because they know it works. And now they're actually like, well, this does work. And there seems to be some truth to all of this. And let's dig in and figure out why it works or what part of the brain that it touches that we're not used to touching. And so there's just a whole movement of self-discovery, not only in, ourselves, so many individual people, but in the medical community, in hospitals.
Yeah.
I mean, even
Yeah.
nursing homes. I love hearing about nursing homes that encourage hospice. I've interviewed, not long ago, I interviewed a criminal attorney who does Reiki work in hospice, and also a nurse who does the same. And so it's propagating everywhere.
Yeah, I wanted to elaborate on that because, the power of touch. And, when I used to teach infant massage, I didn't really get credibility because unless I was a massage therapist, which I was, but the ability to massage the babies in order to have them grow. Where did they figure that out from? They found that some thrived, and so therefore began to do studies on it and expand it out. So now it's in a lot of pediatric departments in hospitals. The other thing, is about jaundice. When babies were born with jaundice, that's when the bilirubin is high in the liver and they have white speckles, and they used to just leave them in a room and let them rest. And it wasn't until, and some would die. It wasn't until a nurse literally picked them up, took them out into the sunshine and exposed them to the sunshine that they found that worked. So we're all in this whole development, where one thing may work, and then how do we get scientific studies on it so that more and more people can be aware that they have these choices. So I love the fact that you're bringing it up, that these hospitals are, starting to become more aware of the East meets West,
right?
And can bring them in, and then eventually, have insurance cover them, and things that, so
right.
It's not so out of pocket, because a lot of these modalities are out of pocket. I mean,
right.
Who would have thunk 20 years ago that acupuncture would have been on your insurance plan, or massage therapy? But it's because those modalities have developed further and further into the medical community and been recognized by
absolutely
many people. And when you're doing the Global Healing Hub, you're allowing people to come on here and just kind of sift through and select and learn more and educate themselves more.
That's right.
And as we grow with so many things that we have happening in our world today, many people are looking more at the heart center and wanting to reach out to maybe something that isn't so mainstream. But of course, anything that gains popularity is going to become mainstream usually, or at least talked about more openly, not so hidden.
Yeah, and I think that's important. Again, that's one reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, is to increase that movement of people being able to talk about these methods more openly. I mean, the website, like I mentioned, it does have people that are practitioners that are interviewed, and it also has a practitioner page, so you can connect to those people. But we also have this platform not only on like YouTube, but it's on Spotify and a couple other audio programs, which is nice. We have channels from other practitioners as well, so you can hear what they have to say on different topics. And we also have workshops and exercises and different tools, many of which are free. So we also have different wellness products like lotions for the body, or CBD oils, detox products, weight loss products, essential oils, a pretty wide variety of things. And it's high quality stuff. So the Global Healing Hub, it's truly some place where you can go to get just a ton of information, and you can take it as far as you want to take it. But, it certainly is in the development stage. And it's just all very exciting. But right now, I think we have about 80 different practitioners. So at the very least, it's a good start. There's about 80 videos, 80 practitioners, give or take, maybe 75. But that should keep anybody busy for a while if they, really want to kind of pursue if they're curious, I think it's a good platform to get educated on some of these practices.
Yeah,
And it's free.
Yeah. Instead of going to individual websites or Googling and having, a
Right.
list of things, this is condensed into what's under the Global Healing Hub.
Yeah. And these are all people that I've either used personally or have been personally recommended to me by people that I trust. So, I mean, they're vetted. They're, they're the real deal, right? Now, granted, not everybody's going to resonate with you. Not everything is going to work as well as the other. It's really kind of up to you to go through, figure out what you think you really want to try, connect with that practitioner, and decide if that's someone that you want to work with.
Mhm.
But there's plenty here to choose from, and there's a lot of information to investigate those methods.
That's awesome. And where do people find this link?
Theglobalhealinghub.com. That's where you find it. So
Awesome.
that was
Well, I just want to make sure everything gets posted so that all the viewers can, have a look
Yes.
see
Yes.
at their leisure, which is nice. Or even new
Well,
to
so
everybody as well.
I have moved everything. So Karma Hub has kind of moved into this new name, but all of that material is very relevant. So it is Karma Hub rebranded as the Global Healing Hub. So everything that I did with Karma Hub, nothing goes to waste. It all gets embraced, and it just has, a little, maybe a larger name, maybe a more appropriate name to step into.
That's awesome. Nothing gets wasted. It's all embraced.
That's right.
That's
right.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah.
I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you because I think we're ready for this. People are ready for this, most definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Well, Loren Duffy, it was such a pleasure speaking with you today. And Global Healing Hub will be in our links. And I'm Sandra. Keep it simple and spiritually simple. Many blessings to each and every one of you. And we'll see you on the next show.